Hey,
Hello, how's everybody today?
good.
Good. Oh, I can see your face. Good. Hey,
Okay. Okay, where are we at?
I think 32.
32, yes.
32 Aleph?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
He knows it's 6 o'clock, right? We discussed it yesterday.
What?
We discussed six
Yes,
o'clock. Okay.
of course. That he doesn't remember, I don't know. Are you calling him, Harold?
I'm texting him right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm coming.
yeah. Uh,
Two, 2 minutes. Mhm. you're not texting through WhatsApp, right?
I did, yeah. I did through WhatsApp.
He looked at his regular, oh,
Oh, here we are. Okay.
hi, Ernie.
Hi.
We're on Lamed Base 32. Amar le min halacha. We said that in order to adjudicate a monetary payment from somebody, it's got to be done in front of Bezdin. Amar le disnan. Im yesh Bezdin. We were talking about somebody who had found a lost object and wants to get paid his regular salary. If he spent 2 hours returning the lost object, he wants the owner of the object to pay him 2 hours worth based on his regular salary. And if he has a bezdin, he could be masne bifneim. He could make a t'nai in front of them to say that this is what I demand. So ein sham bezdin bifnei mi yasne shelo koidem. He doesn't have permission to establish some kind of monetary payment on his own. Normally mi domi. So that's not a comparison. Here he wants to take money from one person and give it to another person, being a bezdin. But in the case of Rav Safra, remember he had a partner, and he sold the goods and took half of the proceeds because he was half owner. He didn't take money that didn't belong to him. So you don't need bezdin. Gilui mil sabalmu, betray sagile. You just need the facts. That's enough to be established with two people. Teda. I'll prove this to you. It's not. Almana mochera shelo b'fnei bezdin. Almana, her mazonos are provided by the ksuba that her dead husband left her. And she could sell property that belongs to him for her mazonos, not in front of bezdin. Because it belongs to her. It's not correct. She needs a bezdin. Doesn't have to be expert about tricha bezdin shel hadyotos. So any type of monetary adjudication needs bezdin. Mishnah. What's a berefes? You saw an animal in a corral. Ain't chayiv ba. It's not an aveda. You're not chayiv to return it. If you found it b'reshus harabim, chayiv ba. Of course, if you found the animal in b'reshus harabim, so that would be considered lost. You have to return it. If he's a kohen in haisav v'veis hakvaros, lo yitamit lo. A kohen should not become tummy by going to a cemetery after a lost object. If his father told him, go be metame, and he's a kohen, or the father told him, don't return a lost object, lo yishmalo. You're not supposed to listen to your father when he tells you to violate something in a Torah. Parak v'ton, you unloaded an animal. Parak v'ton. You're still required to do it again. Shenemer azov tazov afilu me'aponi. Holach v'yashavlo. Let's say the owner himself is sitting down. Listen, you have a mitzvah. If you want to do it, do it. And the owner's not going to participate, potter. You don't have to do it because it says azov tazov imo. You have a requirement to do it with the balabayas. If he doesn't want to do it, you don't have a responsibility. If the owner of the animal is old or sick, he can't help, you're chayiv to help unload the animal. Mitzvah minator lifrok. It's a deraisa to unload the animal. To load the animal is not midiraisa, not a mitzvah. Rav Shlomo Afliton, it's a mitzvah to load it as well. Rav Yosef Lili Oimer, Im Hayalav Yesro Maso, if the animal was overloaded, ain't zokak lo. You don't have a to help him. Shenemar tachas maso, mashma maso eshiyah lamaboy. We're talking about a burden that the animal can withstand. This is overburdened, which is all responsibility of the owner of the behem. Amarav. Refashi Amru, that which we talk about a corral, Einamate, it doesn't make it easy for the animal to escape, but Einamishameres. The animal can leave from it, it's not completely protected. Einamate miditani einachayev. It's not considered naved if you find it in the refit. For the fact that I had to be told you're not chayiv to do it. If the area was a fenced-in area, if you found the animal outside of this fenced-in area, you would be bringing it into the inside area. So if you found it already inside, certainly you wouldn't have to do anything. We're talking about a corral that's not completely fenced in. Shmami. Matzah berefes ein achayv. Amar Yitzchak. V'hu sho'imedes toch l'tchum. This corral was within 2,000 amos of the city, and if the animal was b'shus harabim, afil b'toch l'tchum nami chayv. If the refet was within the tchum, you'd be chayiv. Eged masra seifa, that b'shus harabim chayiv bo. If you find b'shus harabim, you have to deal with it. Amar Yitzchak v'hu shomeres chutz l'tchum, and it's standing outside the tchum. Michlal, the reports of Philomenes chutz l'tchum nami ein chayiv bo. That an animal that's outside the tchum, you're not chayiv to deal with it. Good. Then the Mishnah said, "B'vesak first lo yitama." If you're a kohen, you see a lost object in a cemetery, you have no responsibility of going in and dealing with it. Father commands his son to be metame to mesim. Don't return this lost object. You should not listen to your father. What's the Ani Hashem? Kulchem chayovim b'chvodi. Yes, you are commanded to honor your parents, but all of you, children and parents, are chayiv in my covet. So if Hashem is commanded to do certain mitzvahs, everyone has to hold on to that. Time in the cause of Rachmana es Shabbos like Yishmaru. If it wasn't for the fact that it said keep Shabbos, that maybe I would think you'd have to listen to your father. Why should, without the pasuk would you listen? Kibud av is a mitzvah sasehu, and the isra b'mitav the mesim is lo tasei ve'asei, and lo asei asei v'tachas. The mitzvah sasei kibud av is not going to come to be mavat to the lo asei and the asei that you're supposed to stay tohor. Still itzrich. Sal kedarich min hoil v'hukish kibud av lichvod yishul makom. There's a hekish between honoring parents and honoring Hashem. Shnemar, kan kabir savich vesimecha in the Aseret Dibros. The Nemar Lalan in Mishlei kabir is Hashem mehoncha. So that's also covered. Hilkach l'tzayis lay. Maybe I would have to honor my father and listen to what he says, even if it's against Hashem. Kamash you shouldn't listen to him. Mitzvah min Torah lifrok aval olito. And it's a mitzvah to help your friend unload an animal, but not a mitzvah to help him load it. My aval olito. Ilem aval olito, not to help at all. Maishna prika d'chsiv azov tazov imo. Tina nami ksiv hakim takim imo. There's a mitzvah in the Torah to help him load. Ella, you have to understand like this. Mitzvah lifrok b'china. You have a mitzvah to unload your friend's animal, that's for free. Aval oliton b'china. You have a mitzvah to help him load the animal, but you can charge him. Ella b'schar. You're permitted to charge him for that. Rav Shimon Omer Afliton b'china. He argues, and he says that you have to load for free as well. Tanin loha, and we have a b'raisa b'ferish like this. Prika b'chinam te'ina b'schar. The Chum say unloading is free, loading you can charge. Both cases are you don't charge. My tamay drabanim. These are gedaitach Rav Shimon licht of Rachmana te'ina. The Torah could have taught me loading, v'loy by prika, and I would understand unloading. I would learn a couple chomer. Umati loading an animal. The less beitzar balechai. The animal's in no pain right now. The lekach is because there's no loss of money. Still, you're chayiv to help him load. Prika, helping the balabais unload. Dias beitzar balechai. Number one, the animal's in pain because of the load. V'chisorin kiss. There's potential financial loss. L'kol shekin that be chayiv. Ella l'may hilchasa kasvei rachmana. Why did the Torah write lo'amer l'cha prika b'chinam te'ina b'schar? That unloading is free, loading you can charge. Reb Shimon, my time, why does Reb Shimon learn like he did? That both are b'chinam. Mishum de lo mesai mikra. We don't know which of these psukim, azov tazov or hakim tak, which one is prika, which was his tina. What do you mean? It says the animal is struggling against its burden. So we know from the context that we're talking about unloading it. The animal is in the road, and what the load that's on him is hurting him. But when it says you see an animal in the road and the square next to it, also we would understand that we're not dealing with unloading, but we're dealing with loading. So why would Rav Shimon have a problem understanding? So Rav Shimon noifel naderech inu v'tuna alayim mashma could be both. It could be referring to the animal itself falling or the square falling. And maybe the chiv is only to unload. Amar B'divrei shneim nilmad. From both of the Tzar Balechaim Daraisa. The issue of pain to an animal and doing things to avoid pain is Daraisa. He didn't argue with the concept. It's just we're not sure which pasuk is being referenced. But he would certainly Kal Vachomer. What's the base? That we do understand Tzar Balechaim is Daraisa. Versus no, maybe Dilma Mishum Dika Chisron Kiss. Maybe there's financial loss and Hachi Kamar. And this you have to understand Mati Ina to less Bechisron Kiss. loading, there's no loss of money. Chayiv, you're supposed to help him. Prika, the Ispech Yisron kiss, because the girl can come crashing down and lose money. Lokosha came that you have to help him. So I don't understand. The Gemara says, Tina ein bach Yisron kiss. When you load an animal, there's also loss. Milo askina dadachi vachi batal mishuke. Until he finds somebody to help him, he sort of will leave the market. And he won't have anybody to sell his items to. Or in the meantime, Ganovim will come and take what he has. So it's not a real kavachomer. However, the Gemara is continuing to assume that the din of tzar balachem is also midaraisa. The Tani is safe. Rabbi Yosef Luli Oimer. Imhaya alav yesra maso. If the animal is overburdened, ein zoking lo, you have no chiv to help him unload. Shenemar, roveitz tachas masao, masao sheyachalana bo. Lav michlal tanakama savar. That even though it's overburdened, zoking lo, and my time alav yishum tzar balachem deraisa. Because causing pain to the animals deraisa, you have to undo that. The Gemara says no proof from there. Dilma tachas masa'o please. They're arguing in the understanding of what does the Torah mean when it says tachas masa'o. Rabbi Yosef said darshina tachas masa'o maso shiach lamad boy, a burden on the back that the animal could withstand. Rabbanan Savri, Lord darshina tachas masa'o, rather tated tzar balachem lav deraisa. We're being taught that tzar balachem is not the rice. Diktoni reisha. The owner of the animal who has a burden on him sits down on a lawn chair. Says to the guy who's going to help him, you do it. He's potter. He has to help you with it. But if the overwhelming issue is tzar balachem, who cares whether he helps him? Mali islim maribadeh, mali leslie maribadeh. If you still have a din of tzar balachem, must be there's no tzar balachem. La'olam tzar balachem deraisa. But me savrid, that when it says potter l'gamri, no, dilma potter lasos bechina. But chayv lasos, he's potter to do it for free. He has to do it, but he can charge for it. Go help him and you can't charge. If the owner is not participating, charge for it. And now, Lema Messiah. We're going to try to bring these cases, Simon, Behemas, Oyev, Sani, Ravtza. These cases to try to prove the principle that tzar balachem is deraisa. Behemes nochri, metabel b'ke behemes Yisrael. When you come upon an animal of a goy who's loaded, you have to help him unload as well, like if he was a Jew. Now, why? Yamri pishma tzar balachem deraisa. If tzar balachem is deraisa, then that's why you're helping unload, because you want to take away the pain of the animal. But if tzar balachem is lav deraisa, but why are you helping the goy's behemoth like the Yisrael's? Pasam, if word gets out that the Jew didn't help the non-Jew unload the animal, there'll be a pogrom. But not because there's a mitzvah to do it. Hachadami mistavra. Diktani. Imaisa te'una yayin nesech. If the animal was carrying yayin nesech, which is asr bana, ein zakaklo. You don't have to help unload. So iyamit bishma lav deraisa. So if tzar balachem is not deraisa, mishum hachi, then technically ein zakaklo. You don't have to help him unload because there's an isser of yayin nesech. Eliyamar deraisa, Why do we say there's no mitzvah to unload? It's tzar balei chayim. Achi kabar. La'ati'ino yayin nesach, to load yayin nesach, ein zokah klum. There's no tzar balei chayim, there's no eva. He can tell the goy that I'm not permitted to deal with prohibited items. Toshma. Be'emes nachri masur shel Yisrael. The animals belongs to a goy. The burden on the back of the animal belongs to a Jew. So it says v'chadalta. I can stop. I don't have to participate. V'yamrit tzar balei deraisa, but if the notion of tzar balei is deraisa, then amai v'chadalta azav tazav meboile. You have to help unload, take away the tzar balei Loilam tzar balei deraisa. Hasam is b'ti'ina, not unloading but loading. There's no tzar balei yet. Yachi em seifa. If it was Be'emes Yisrael Mosai Nachri, the animal belonged to a Jew and the burden was a goy, it says Azov Tazov. You should help him. Ibeti'ina, if we're talking about loading, Amai Azov Tazov, what kind of Azov Tazov is? Ishum Tzar Yisrael. The Jewish person is a partner, he has Tzar. So in the ratio, we should have had you help because of the tzar of the Yisrael as well. Reisha b'chamar nachri. The donkey driver is goy. Seifa b'chamar Yisrael. My pasak, why have you divided this? That the beginning one, we're talking about a goyish driver, in the end, a Jewish driver. What's the proof? Person follows his donkey. So, v'lachein, Nachri, since the animal belongs to a goy, the driver is probably a goy too. And by Yisrael, the driver for the Jew will also be a Yisrael. These psukim are written by unloading, not loading. So, Amar L'cha Hamani, but the majority of the Chacham don't agree with that. They agree that tzar balei chayim is deraisa. Toshma. Ohev. You have a friend, and he needs help unloading, and you have a soneh, and you have an enemy. So you have two people. Who do you help? Mitzvah b'soneh. You help the person you hate. They look of the Yitzro. Want to take power over Yetzer Hara. Now, if you tell me tzar balei chayim is deraisa, ha'adif lei. So the choice should be to unload because it's tzar balei chayim. Filu hachi, that this tzad to say kidei look of the Yitzro adif. It's stronger than even tzar balei chayim. Toshma, sonei she'anu. It says in the Torah, sonei. We're talking about a sonei Yisrael, lo sonei. We're talking about a Jewish, somebody that you hate is Jewish. Yamet tzar balei chayim deraisa. But if unloading the animal takes away tzar balei chayim, which is deraisa, mali sonei Yisrael, mali sonei nachri, who cares whether he's a Jew or not a Jew? The problem is for the behema. Mi sofres. Asone de krokoi. Are we talking about somebody a Jew that you hate? No. Asone masnisakoi. We're talking about somebody who was hated in the Baraisa, where it said it's better to help out load a soneh than to help unload somebody that you like. But he's got to be Jewish. We'll continue tomorrow, Toshma. So tonight, Navi Shir, 8:00.
Tomorrow at 8.
See you later.
Night 8, tomorrow also at 8.
See you later.
Thank you.